Okay, so I'm making this video to get a huge witchcraft spell off of me right now. America has a huge witchcraft spell over my life where I'm supposed to be laying here in this bed pregnant, not able to tell anybody here that I'm pregnant, going down mentally and physically with the baby possibly being close to death, and me knowing that I'm pregnant, but I'm completely psychologically detached from the fetus because of the psychological abuse from Austin Mayor Cynthia Vera, the Conroe Police Department, the United States government, all of my family, friends, and several men who have forced me to have sex with them after my release, including Marcus Mitchell. I want to tell the name of the black male who had me in the motel room. His name is Bruce White. He's on probation. He was leaving me inside of the motel room with no food, and basically having me in the motel room and psychologically abusing me inside of the motel room. And I could not tell Bruce that I was pregnant because they have me in America having to walk around sucking in my stomach because all of the African American women is leaving me on the streets knowing that these white people starved me and poisoned the baby in the jail, took my son, abused me, vandalized my home, and then came up with this plan to take my son and molest my son, and then have me on the streets and have black people setting me up outside of the shelters and everything so that they can do pedophile rings and sex rings with me and my son. So I just decided that I wasn't going to continue to tell people, even though now I already know that people know. People do know what's going on in America, but African Americans are weak as hell. They not gonna fight back. They wicked as hell. They gonna keep staying in America, and now it's at the point where they got them doing shit for them and then lying on the rest of us. Father God help me, Jesus. So it's a witchcraft spell on my life where they released me from the jail with the fetus in me still alive, and they had all of my family trying to pretend like, oh, we don't know she pregnant, put her out of our house, starve her, help set her up to be killed, like all because like wickedness about Satan, something about Satan. Father God help me. When I was in the jail, I kept seeing visions of my family and friends and all these black people coming up to me, trying to punch me in the belly, and they was lying on my case, trying to make me lose my place for the white people. And I was wondering, why would black people come and do this? If I shot my baby daddy and it was in self-defense, why are y'all coming to try to kill me for this white man and trying to cover up my pregnancy for these white people? Why are y'all lying and sitting here watching these white people try to crush my belly, and y'all sitting there watching them lie and everything? And at first I just thought the black people was scared, because a lot of them was saying that they was scared that, oh, you hurt a white person, and oh, you finna get us all killed, and these white people gonna kill all of us. And so I kind of understood why a lot of the black people was doing what they was doing to me. But then everything came crashing down, like all that shit talking about, oh, you can have a fair trial, and y'all back there lying on my case and poisoning me before the trial, and then trying to kill my baby, denying me medical rights. So that let me know, like, oh, well, we really don't have rights. We do have rights in this country, but they want to violate all of our rights and abuse us. Like, white people been sitting there trying to abuse us all in the fucking media, and I never said a fucking thing. Then when I was in the house with my son, they was in there trying to poison me and my baby up in our house, and I never said a fucking thing. I watch black men sit over there and abuse us and tell us they wanted white women and they didn't want to marry us, and then turn around and call me a bad witch because a white man ended up getting me pregnant. It's been horrible in America, and it's actually war going on in America, but it's guerrilla warfare against us. And they got us out here walking around with fetus in me, walking around so abused and defeated and betrayed left and right by everybody who I have ever trusted in this country. And then they think they gonna sit around and be rich and ride around in their cars and all of that stuff and try to keep me from having the basic necessities that a female is supposed to have after they done robbed me for everything, done robbed me for my child. And then they got it so slick where they trying to manipulate me to have sex with them, and then try to use my natural femininity against me and say that I deserved it because I'm a healthy minded sexually active female. They'll want to try to say that, oh, she wanted it and she deserved it, and she did this and she did that. And so they basically over here trying to rape me and my son in America, and I can't go to the police department because the whole government know that I got the baby in me, and they was doing that back. They held me back there, torturing me in the jail past my delivery date, and I went into labor and they were still doing stuff to me while I was in labor. And then once they felt like I would never be able to give birth to the baby, they released me, and I went to my family and friends, and I asked God, why would my family and friends, be trying to kill the baby and hurt me and lie on me in my case? And then God had showed me that they was throwing up 666, and that they was reading Bible books and doctrines of men that was not of God. He was showing me that they would not be willing to stand and fight with me about what they did to me and my son. That the blacks would rather let them have my son and be molesting and raping my little boy behind closed doors and kill me and my fetus and have us on the streets, or have me looking like some crackhead on the streets with nothing, than to go and knock down those people's door and get my child, and to go in that courtroom and tell those racist murderers, Judge Tracy Gilbert, he's a racist white murderer. Judge Patty Magnus, she is a racist white murderer. They had me in that fucking jail, and they did all that stuff to me, and they released me with this baby in me, and then they turned around and sit back and think that, oh, all these black people is gonna be too scared to come to us about what we did to Andrea and that baby. They ain't gonna do shit. We gonna keep her son. We gonna rape him, molest him, do whatever we want to do to him, and they ain't gonna do shit. And then turn around and make me have to watch them killing black men on television and going into the house and shooting up black women. And I know why they doing it, because they want this country to themselves. They do not want to have to share this land with black people. They never did. They never wanted to share this land. They want to have control over the entire earth. They want control over everybody, all the black men, all the men in this world. They want everybody worshiping them. They want to have control over black women's womb. They do not want black women to have babies that they not giving over to the devil, that they're not willing to kill and sacrifice, that they're not willing to allow to turn gay. They want to be able to rape and molest anybody that they want to. They don't want to have no age limits on the people who they can have sex with. They want to have sex with children. They do not want people to be able to defend themselves. They want to be able to go all around the world bopping people upside the fucking head. They want to try to audit people and get into everybody's financial things, only so that they can keep people down. They don't want to go and worry about you getting audited so they can see if you need extra. No, that's not really what's going on. Every piece of check that they handing out to everybody right now is hush money. They're giving people money so they can shut shit down and try to kill a black woman in America. That's the only reason why they're doing this. So now I gotta go and reach out to people in other countries, and I haven't really had the chance to do that because they have me focusing on where I'm going to stay. They have They have had shelters putting me out, family, friends, people, stage and shit everywhere I go to try to keep me from speaking out, to try to keep me from showing the evidence about the jail cell that they had me and the baby in, and the hospitals, and the baby's heartbeat is probably going out. They are trying their best to distract me by using people to have me going from place to place, and the people is trying to intimidate me and act like they're willing to get violent with me. The man Marcus Mitchell has a warrant supposedly, and I pray to God that he do go to jail. He's on probation for 14 years for assault. He can go back for 14 years in prison, and he was trying to pretend like he loved me all on my page and everything, and this was after a little bit after the shelter forced me to leave. They tried to fight me and kill the baby, and then he let me come to his house and was telling me on my social media, I was secretly recording him. He was telling me that, oh, I couldn't stay at his house unless I had sex with him. So then I ended up having to go to hotels and motels with people because he was on my social media trying to discredit me and abuse me in the motel room, and I feel like people put him up to it. I have always told people that I've never really trusted him, and the last time that I seen him, he went to Texas to flee from a warrant, and supposedly, I don't know what the truth is about that, but when I went into the motel with him at Peachtree, he was trying to act nice to me until I started talking about James Devon Harris. The detective called me about James Devon Harris pulling a gun out on me. They have black men pulling guns on me in America, and we need to be rescued. Like, we need someone to come and get us because they think they just gonna keep doing whatever they doing to me until I snap. And I have not had, there's nobody over here on this continent that'll tell the truth about, oh, why Andrea Jones ended up hurting somebody or killing someone in self-defense, and then try to say that I'm crazy, but they done did all this shit to me. I've been putting all this shit on fucking social media, and they'll have people come around and try to act like they helping me, and, oh, we offering her a place to stay, or we giving her some money, and then pretend like they don't know about the baby, and then be offering me drugs and giving me cigarettes and, all of this all kind of bullshit, and then try to turn around and do stuff to me for people when they know the reason why they even helped me in the first place. And so, with me knowing how many people is in on this shit, it has let me know that I need protection. That, okay, like, there's been times where I had money in my hand, like, okay, I need to go and buy a gun with this money. Fuck having somewhere to lay my head. Look how many motherfuckers is trying to discredit you. Look at how many motherfuckers is over here trying to help the KKK make sure that baby die in you without getting no help. You know what I'm saying? There have been plenty of times that I had went and just put that money on the room, or put that money on trying to keep myself looking good because they trying to have me outside on the streets, walking up and down the streets with nowhere to go, hungry and pregnant with no identification, because my identification keep going missing around these people while they trying to frame me out on the fucking streets, and then make me have to go with these men and make them force me to be having sex with them, knowing that Cynthia Olvera and them is some child molesters, and then trying to do that to their mother. And God was showing me shrines, and that they worshiping false gods, and they pedophiles, they evil, just like the times when Job was the only righteous one. Like, I was the only righteous one left, and I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, even Marcus was a Satanist, and he had me right over there trying to use his Bible and trying to talk to me and make it seem like he loved me and things like that. And I'm like, these people will go to no fucking length. They will go to any length to try to hurt someone. They will go to any length, and then they want you to be all yelling and crying and distraught while all they evil asses is sitting back looking at you, laughing, thinking that it's funny, but right now I know that's not the same feeling right now, because I know they trying to do whatever they can to try to silence me. And they had Marcus try to kill the baby in the motel room after he admitted that it was not his, that he knew that I was pregnant, and they'll try to hurry up and have the person that knows and they have to give a testimony that they know that I'm pregnant. They'll have them try to fight me, and they'll have them try to hurry up and discredit me and throw me out on the streets. So I have to go with somebody else, and then that person will try to act like, oh, I'm just taking her in. Oh, she don't have her shit together, and they act like they don't know about the baby, and then they'll be in there trying to do shit to me and the baby, and then feel like they gonna get away with it because they be like, oh, well, we got it set up to make it look like you didn't really know her, and then you could be doing this to her in the house. Make sure she don't eat that much. Make sure she don't have time to herself. Fuck with her while she in the mirror. Come back, report to us, and tell us what she in there doing. Make sure she's not making any videos telling anybody about our coven and about the child abuse and child pedophilia. Make sure she's not talking about the sex ring and how we all trying to sex traffic her. Make sure she don't say nothing to you or anybody about the baby. Don't let her listen to anybody that's going to encourage her, try to control what she can listen to, try to just make her just lay there and starve. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what has been going on. And I have been able to feel the tension around other women when they see me getting myself together or buying anything for myself. They get real like jealous and angry, and you can tell that they've been put up to try to make you look bad by some higher up people. I could feel the men, how they get very frustrated when they can't have me sitting there like butt naked and pregnant and starving with no direction, and then they want to turn around and talk about you and say, oh, you don't got this together, or you don't got that together, or you don't deserve your son, or you deserved what happened to you. They'll do that, but the truth is they'll have it set up to where they'll try to make your life out a certain way so they can talk about you, so they can discredit you, so they can say all these things about you. And so I was just laying here and see, I know it's a lot of people that's sitting around waiting for me to kill myself, like hoping, damn, hopefully she'll kill herself sometime soon. You know what I'm saying? Because they know that it's wrong. They are witches and devils, and covens. So they don't look at the shit like, oh, let's go and help this lady. Oh, we sorry. No, they don't do that. They all sitting back, gonna keep doing rituals and see, oh, who gonna fuck her next? Oh, who gonna pick her up next? Oh, who gonna take her here next? Oh, who gonna do this to her next? And the moment that you think somebody helping you, or you think somebody you can trust, they'll keep trying. You will realize, okay, they in this coven. They know that I'm pregnant. They done left me out there on purpose. The reason why them ladies put me out that shelter because they needed to have me outside where men from these covens could pick me up and do stuff to me, because they know in the shelter you can't be abusing nobody. You can't be starving nobody. You can't be forcing nobody to have sex with you. You can't be discrediting somebody. You can't be trying to stop somebody from talking about their case and showing the evidence about their pregnancy. You can bring all kind of people around that's going to be trying to give the woman drugs and do this to the woman and stressing her out. And another thing is they trying to stress me to the point where I smoke cigarettes and smoke the baby half to death, to where the baby will just die in me. So they trying to stress me so bad to make me smoke while denying my pregnancy, hoping the baby gonna die in me, and then everybody gonna turn on me and then be talking about she was never pregnant, and then laughing in my face, knowing that I got a dead baby in me, thinking that they gonna sex traffic me, and thinking that I'm gonna sit here and live in the country that would do that type of psychological guerrilla warfare on me, and think I'm gonna get up and go to work, and waiting around for another sacrificial death. They waiting around for another sacrificial death, and they really want to go through with the shit as hard as they can. They have killed several people here already. They know that these blacks that they running up in there and killing are sacrificial deaths for these black people to live in America. Black people were supposed to be got up and fought these white people back for everything they done did to us, but they all scared and they want the wealth. They have turned wicked to the point where they like, fuck us, fuck black people. We want the money. We can't fight them anyway. It's not enough of us, and we scared, and then we wicked. We don't want to live holy. We don't want to live the way that God wants us to live. We want to keep doing these sexual abominations. We want to keep glorifying money. We want to keep glorifying material wealth. We want to keep glorifying murder and pedophilia. We want to live this way. We don't want to live for God. We don't want to worship Jehovah. We don't want to worship Jesus Christ. We don't want to go to church. We don't want to stick together as brothers and sisters. We want to sell each other out for this money. And God is saying no, but the white man is saying yes. The white man is saying, I have killed and steal, and I have destroyed for everything that I have. And if you want to be like me, if you want to be wealthy, then you're going to have to forget about your brother and sister. You're going to have to forget about that baby. You're going to have to help us kill that baby. You're going to have to help us do this. You're going to have to help us go over here and kill these people. You're going to have to help come over here and spread a false lie about the gospel and wear the white Jesus. You're going to have to talk about Jehovah. You're going to have to speak against the Most High God. You're going to have to discredit your brothers and sisters for this beast, for this city who we glorify. You know what I'm saying? This is what they do. This is what they do. And now they go against people that's blood. We blood. We blood. And they'll come to people who we blood, and you gonna tell these motherfuckers to sit over here and sell out their own sister. You gonna tell them to act like you don't know about that baby. You gonna tell them to starve that girl. You gonna tell them to make sure she don't eat a lot. You gonna tell them to do all this bullshit to this woman. And then we gonna send y'all out these goddamn checks. We're gonna send the whole country. We're gonna send y'all, anybody can get a check. We're going to send y'all out this check. We're going to give y'all jobs. We're going to give y'all housing. We're going to make sure that y'all can ride around freely in this country and don't have to worry about being stopped and profiled and things like that. But we need to get rid of the ones who want to live the old way. And we ain't living the old way. We just living, we living the way we supposed to be living. And then they sit around thinking that I'm just going to sit around and talk and keep on talking and keep on going from place to place with people who want to pretend like they don't know what's going on. And I only got a few options. They like, okay, either she going to be a Satanist like us and say, forget about that baby and let us put some money in her pocket. You know what I'm saying? And at least make sure she got her basic necessities, or she going to kill herself. She gonna go somewhere and she gonna realize she can't win. She gonna realize we are not of God. She gonna realize that we don't fear the Lord. She gonna realize that we gonna do whatever we want to do to her, that little boy and her, and that all her family is on our side, devils and covens and witches. She gonna realize that she don't have nobody because all her friends is devils and covens and witches. She gonna realize she can't go to them pastors because they devils and covens and witches. She gonna realize that every man she meet is gonna be a sold out motherfucking sorceress that'll sell her out for that goddamn Freemason brotherhood quicker than she can imagine. She gonna realize that. She gonna realize that. And she gonna go in that room and she gonna kill herself. Hey, boo.
I was like, I came here, you was not.
But I'm not gonna do that.